Hey everybody, this is Wichko100 and in this video I'm gonna talk about my favorite childhood games, or in other words I'm gonna say the top 5 childhood games that I most enjoy playing, and also a couple of special mentions. So yeah, let's get to it. So by childhood games I mean the games from 90s or very early 2000s. So in 5th place is the racing game called Ignition. I am really into cars. When I was a child I had a ton of car toys, so I'm a huge car guy, let's say. That's the main reason why I enjoy the game. But not only that, I enjoy the game because it wasn't easy. It was a very competitive game and I really liked the car driving physics. It was very intense and also the maps were intense too and very interesting, with all the shortcuts and the dangerous areas that can get on your way. And I really enjoyed that, and I can remember playing it for so long. Like, I invest so many hours into that game, so that's why it's on my 5th place. So in 4th place is the GTA Vice City.
I got us some cannons in the trunk. Holy shit, where'd you get all this stuff? Been saving for a rainy day. You like? Yeah, I like.
I also in that game spent like a ton of hours playing. I think I even I played that game, I finished the story like 5 times. It's really crazy how many hours I spent in GTA Vice City. And I don't have to explain you why. I mean, you all know how legendary that GTA is. I mean, I think that's the GTA game when Rockstar Games got the biggest jump. The GTA Vice City is similar to GTA 3 but improved in every single way, and they made the atmosphere so nice with those 80s soundtracks. I don't know, the game is just a masterpiece, and the action, the missions were amazing. Like I was replaying them for 10 times. And yeah, it's really a legendary game, so I don't have to tell you much more about it.
Say goodnight, Mr. Diaz.
And now on to my 3rd best childhood game, and that game is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. I really love that game. There were a ton of cars, and every single car had its own unique engine sound, and the cop chases, I was blown away, how the physics and the intense gameplay it is. The sense of speed is my favorite thing about it. And also you're able to play as a cop, and I enjoy that as well. The game was really overall, it was also a masterpiece. The soundtracks are also amazing, and I'm a really fan of Ferrari or Lamborghini, and that game had it. In latest Need for Speeds, there aren't any Ferraris, but in that game, there were Ferraris, and they were sounding amazing. The graphics also were top class. I was looking at the gameplay right now, and the graphics still hold. I mean, of course, it's not modern graphics, but for its time it was amazing, and I also enjoyed the cool maps. And that Need for Speed got me interested in the franchise, and I played every single Need for Speed that came after that one. So yeah, that's why it's on my 3rd place. Now, it was a close call between 1st and 2nd place, but I am decided, and yeah, in the 2nd place is the Worms World Party. It's a 2D game about worms killing each other with weapons. It was unbelievably fun to play because of strategies, and I can recall playing that game until my eyes started to hurt. That's how I love that game. Mostly because of how many weapons, how many choices you can take. It's a strategy game, and it's the music is also very top-notch, and I don't know, I'll never forget that game. It's also very good for your brain because it's also a puzzle game. When will you use this weapon? What's gonna happen after that? It requires your brain for you to be good at the game. And I love those games. Like, I myself love puzzle games and games that you have to use your brain, not just like, oh, shoot this, shoot that, go there. So that's probably the main reason why I love it. It keeps my focus on the game, and I was getting better and better, and I was like beating my friends like constantly, because I was playing for so long and I so love the game. That's one of my top games from childhood. And now finally we are at number one, my most favorite childhood game, and that game is Lego Racers. Now, as many of you know, I am a huge fan of Lego. When I was young, like, I used to play with Legos all day, like literally all day. Even so much that oftentimes like my head started to hurt of how much I'm playing and thinking how to build this and that. And when I saw on the computer like Lego Racers, like it's like both my dreams combined, because I love cars and I love Legos. But not only that, like the game itself, the Lego Racers 2 was a fantastic game with a really cool and fun soundtracks that made the atmosphere so fun. And the fact that I can build my own car before I race is like something like I can only dream of. So it's really an amazing game, and the story is also amazing, and it was also competitive. I can remember struggling to finish the game because the bosses were like so tough to beat. I mean, right now I can beat them easily, but back then, you know, I wasn't as good with driving. But speaking of driving, the driving physics were amazing. Like, you can feel every single bump and you can like easily like lose control. It's very, very intense and fun and competitive at the same time. So yeah, that game blew my mind, and that's why it's in the first place. Now, special mentions is I also very, very enjoyed playing Star Wars Racer. I think that's the name. I'll show you the screenshot or gameplay. Also very, very good physics and very intense. And of course also the Counter-Strike 1.6. I also as a child loved playing with weapons and all, and I was also a fan of weapons back then, and that's why like I also spent many hours on that game and enjoyed the multiplayer. And last special mention is Master Rally. That game was also a very, very entertaining and fun to play game, mostly because of the damage on the cars. You have to, I mean, first of all, the game was very competitive. Like, I was really struggling from beginning to end, like, to win the race. It's like a boss fight. And what I like most about it is that how it was like realistic. Like, if you go, I mean, it's like a rally, so it's like off-road, and you have to like keep your car alive to finish the race, because if you like go over a bump or try to cut a corner a bit, your suspension gets damaged, or like if you hit something, like your engine gets damaged, and that can slow your car down, or like always like steer left. It was a really like realistically feeling game. That's mostly the reason why I so enjoyed it. And graphics were also great. So yeah, that's why that game also deserves the place in my special mentions. So yeah, those are all my favorite childhood games, and let me know in the comments your top 5 list, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!